Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the numeral, the number 1. So glad you took the time to join us. We're looking forward to another stimulating conversation. As we talk around those subjects we believe are relevant to you, that means we talk about faith, the Word of God, politics, sports, cultural things, those international, national, and regional events, occurrences, and situations that we believe impact you, but we always try to give you that biblical perspective. As we say very often, we want to understand the times and know exactly what to do, as it relates to being members of God's kingdom, the Christian view of the world around us, that perspective that is absolutely impacted by the perception we have of ourselves. So we'd love to talk to you today. We love talking to first-time callers. Our general rules are just this. We love talking about diverse subjects. We can disagree without being disagreeable. And we have the most intelligent callers, I believe, on the face of the earth, calling from all over the country. And perhaps today some of our international callers will call and we can hear what's going on in their part of the land. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Please give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. Joining us once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith.
Good morning.
Morning, man.
Morning.
Yeah. Yep. Your mom tell you I was teasing her yesterday?
About what? Oh, tell me left. She.
Yeah, I like messing with her up in there. Yeah.
She hit me. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
So we got interesting things going on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the logic is, if that, and I don't want to give the word logic a bad inference. Mm-hmm. With gun violence increasing nationally, mm-hmm. we won't pick on a state or a neighborhood, just increasing nationally. Mm-hmm. What do you think causes legislators to decide that what we need when it's out of control is more guns in the hands of people that know nothing about them?
Yeah. To me, money always first.
Okay.
That's the underlying thing, of course.
Okay.
It's money.
Okay.
It's taking that Second Amendment out of context.
Yes, absolutely.
And tying your freedom to your ability to carry a gun. And we're not anti-gun here.
Not
we talk
at all.
about it all the time.
Not at all.
It's just not everybody shall own
No.
a gun. Why, like you say, why is your freedom to carry more important than my freedom to live?
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
And people, I think the frequency of shootings, emotionally or psychologically or both, is being perceived by gun owners. Permit is not permission. But it's almost as though I've got a permit for this, or I don't need a permit for this.
Yeah.
And now you've given me permission to use it.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This is my fear is you're seeing more and more, people's first reaction is to shoot. Not ask questions, not call the police first.
Absolutely.
It's just respond.
I saw, someone was telling me about an incident where a lady was delivering something.
Yeah.
And it was a hoax. They had him delivered to the wrong house. And the guy shot her 3 times and killed her. All she was doing was delivering a package.
Yeah. And she didn't know she was a part of it.
No.
She just doing her job. And his response is,
Well, you got her down on the ground. Do you keep shooting?
Right.
And that's why I think these, this permission or permit to carry or permission to carry without a license is being perceived as permission to shoot people.
Yeah.
And then, do we want a society where we can't bump into each other in the store unless gunfire breaks out.
Yeah. It almost feels like the United States, just the guns, the type of food they allow us to eat, et cetera, et cetera. It's almost like, well, we can always have more people. That's the thought I'm perceiving. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's like,
no.
There folk gonna die to this.
It's not. It's not a pro-life mindset. Yeah, as you've been saying for years, I've been agreeing with you for years.
It's pro-birth. Yeah.
It's pro-fetus. Yeah. It's not pro-life.
Yeah, not at all. That's the only. I mean, maybe I'm being too pragmatic. We know we can put this in the food. It's gonna cause this many people to get cancer. We know we can let these guns. These people are gonna be shot. We're always gonna have more babies. As long as people get their money, almost like people are disposable. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I thought Second Amendment rights were supposed to protect the lives of people, not give permission to take people's lives.
Right.
And I'm still distressed. You got to get a permit to build a deck on the back of your house.
I know.
You need a permit to drive your car.
Yep.
You have to take lessons to drive your car. Where? Yeah. Am I missing something?
No. Need to show your driver's license to buy allergy medication.
Yes. I mean, I'm not even flattered by the question at the drugstore anymore. Or they don't call it drugstore. At the whatever, Rite Aid, I'm not even flattered by it. You know, can I see your ID? Well, why? I'm just buying, no, it's a narcotic. Yeah. And you're thinking what? Got to be 18 or older. Ma'am.
Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me?
Right. And now they're claiming with that, but also now if you're not making amphetamines and all that stuff, I guess they put your stuff in the system.
They can take,
But a little 6-pack of Claritin ain't gonna.
Well, they figure you buy
you go buy one here,
you buy one here,
you go Smurfs. They just go in. Yeah, you figure a way to
got your recruiters
make it work.
You know, I don't know why we have to just turn everything evil.
I know.
You can't even buy cough medicine anymore.
That's true. Yeah, because they'll meth and. I know.
I remember, you know what though? I got carded in Virginia. We come back from preaching. I think we talked about this before. So I said, guys, we got to stop. I got to get some sinus medicine. I go in the store, and the girl's probably 17. So I'm like, I put on the counter. She said, well, I'm going to need your ID. I said, what? She said, I need to see that you're over 18. You need to see that I'm older than you?
Right.
Is that what
Right.
I said, I tell you what, you keep it. Then all of a sudden, the rule went out the window.
Yeah. I know.
I was like, she said, all right, but we're supposed to ask you. I said, 18, ma'am?
Yeah.
You and we in the same class at school or something? Come on.
I know.
But I get it. She had a job to do.
She had a job to do, yeah. But now they're putting in the system now. I guess that you bought, so they keep a file of.
Seeing how much stuff you're buying.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have people using false IDs, identify themselves at the local pharmacies. But here's my problem.
I know.
We can read the craters on the moon. We can send any object we want to some far reaches of outer space. Are you seriously trying to convince me we can't stop drugs coming to the country?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
If they making money off it,
we can tell you whether a planet is inhabitable or not. Just that one you can't live on. You might be able to live on that one day.
I know.
But we can't stem that. We can't do anything about drugs. We can't do anything about guns.
Too much money upholding things. And what's the thing even with the Reagan, with the thing in the country, the South American country, back in the 80s, where he had plausible deniability.
Oh, it was terrible.
About the.
Why don't you just call it what it is? It was a lie.
Yeah, y'all was funneling money through drugs. He may not have had all the details, but he was aware of something.
And the brothers that were the independent pharmaceutical representatives in L.A. were benefiting from that.
Yeah. And
is that me or you?
That's yours.
What the heck? Okay.
And one of them was even saying, he's like, y'all talking to us about selling drugs. And he said, we not bringing it in here. We ain't got no boats. We ain't got no planes. We live in the hood. Of course, he was trying to justify his part. But at the same time, he was highlighting the fact that you can only bring this much drugs through. You can't. The government has to be involved some way, shape, or form.
The amount of drugs coming through. Yeah. There has to be some complicity.
Yes.
The amount of security that you have, the dogs that you have.
Yeah.
There has to be complicity. Yeah. Yep.
There's
got to be a way to do it.
You gotta watch Snowfall.
You know, you keep telling me that I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Gotta watch it.
I'm gonna make it my business.
It's a little racy at times, but it's
okay. Racy, that means it's
a lot of cussing in there.
Okay.
But but it does show you the government side.
Now, is it that whole LA thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And it talks about.
I've seen a couple of documentaries on that.
Yeah, it highlights. They claim it's based off of Freeway Rick Ross, but without saying it. The guy.
Well, it
really,
is.
It is. But they say it's not.
But I've seen some other ones where he admits that it was him, and they admit it was him.
That he was the big guy.
But they made him the biggest drug dealer in the country to facilitate this Nicaraguan payment.
Yeah, Nicaragua.
Yeah.
And they show all that stuff. It's interesting.
Snowfall. Okay, not Snowflake.
No, Snowfall. Snowfall.
Okay.
But again, it just shows even in Miami, with all the cocaine and
somebody had to. And the banks were laundering the money. Just when did they decide that it was just too much?
Right.
But here's my problem. You can't have video of people bringing bags of money into your bank. Duffel bags.
I know.
You know, I'm like, that part, I question the strategy of the criminals. Do you just want to get caught?
Right. Yeah. I know.
I mean, I thought the whole point of being a criminal was getting away with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But from a lot of them,
successful.
Successful.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm sure you were out there in the streets. You know people and back
more
in the day.
Like
not now, but back in the day.
More than I like
to say. Might clarify. Back in the day.
Okay. More
right. The hubris that they get.
Yeah.
From getting away with stuff.
Yeah.
That power is intoxicating. From what I see with some of them.
Yeah.
And they feel like they can get away with anything.
But there's some folk that never get caught.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly thinking.
Yeah.
You know, we're this smart. They're working to get smarter than us every day.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah. And an exit plan too.
Well,
you know.
I can't go too far.
I know. How to do it? How to become legitimate?
Well, you gotta. You have to have.
We watch too many crime stuff.
But I know a guy that was cartel at one time, and now he's not.
Yeah.
And went into legitimate business, and it never bothered him. But how many people get to do that?
Yeah, very, very few.
I know guys that were in the life.
Yeah.
And now that they're doing fine. Well, let's talk about something even legitimized.
Yeah.
It's no secret that Jay-Z and is it 50 cents now, or is inflation 60 cents? It's 50 cent. It's there's no hiding that they say they were drug dealers back in the day, and now they're legitimate. So you got a few people that do make the transition. And now, I guess statute of limitations is over, so they can talk about it now?
You can't do nothing about it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. The problem is the hip-hop artists that are talking about their crimes that they're presently doing in their music, and now they're using their music against them when they take them to court.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, they're dumb. They're rapping about it while they're doing it, and they passed a law that they can use the music now as evidence.
So I do a drive-by, and then I rap about the drive-by that I just did yesterday.
Yeah, and they play it in court and say.
Well, that's not much different than the thing you told me about social media.
Yeah, it's true.
That if you don't film it, if you don't tape it, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah, it's true. Which I never understood, but.
I mean, not especially if it's going to take you to jail. There ought to be a modicum of intelligence.
Yeah.
In that, do we need to film us jumping this person?
Right.
It's somebody in the group say, wait.
Yeah.
This does not need to go on our platform.
But the drug of attention.
Is it that strong?
Yes. And affirmation is that strong.
Even if it sends you to prison?
Yes. Well, they don't think that far.
So
they just think up to the views.
So what do you do when you get up in there with the other criminals and they're like, "What you in for?" Well, we assaulted this person and we put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Do the other criminals look at them like
you dumb? Probably the old school ones do, but the younger ones. They do something wrong. They get mad that you caught them. So you're wrong for catching me.
Because you caught them.
Not what I did.
Well, that's criminal mindset.
Yeah.
I'm offended if you won't just give me what belongs to you
Right.
now that I want to steal it.
Right. Yeah.
How you gonna get mad at me because I won't let you steal my stuff?
Yeah. I know. But it's the general mindset.
Something's happened to us.
Yes. With guns, drugs, all this stuff is just a.
Something's happened to us. It's obvious something's happened to
Yeah.
us.
We've gotten the more. I was telling one of these classes or the kids. We're living in an age where information is available to you in greater ways than any other generation has.
True.
You can look up stuff,
True.
read stuff.
True.
We got more information, but the more information we have, the dumber we're getting. The less wisdom we have.
Because you don't have to study anything.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with the kids last week, and they asked me, "Can you believe everything that you see on social media?" And I said, "No." They said, "Well, how do we know what to believe?" I said, "Well, you ask me about it, we talk about it.
Yeah.
But you told me that social media is life to people.
Yeah.
But my problem is, are we so ambiguous now that we don't think about what's being said to us long enough to figure out that's not true?
Right. It seems like it's this confirmation bias that I want to believe this so bad that I run with it and don't question it. And even in the face of
Evidence. Yeah.
It has to be right. Would you say the person you talked about a person about their feelings, and it must be right because I feel strong about it?
Yeah. Strong feeling, validated point of view.
Yeah.
But I guess with the context of what we're talking about, when have we developed a reality show mentality as a nation?
In real life, yeah.
Is that why they're so popular? And have we adopted that? The more ridiculous it is, the more true it has to be.
Yeah. Yes.
Because what I'm watching now, I try to stay abreast of some things. I'm looking at this YouTube, and the number of AI-generated videos that are absolutely bogus blows my mind.
And the sad part, it's usually people that look like us.
Absolutely.
Because we're the consumers of most of this.
Largest consumers
drama
in the nation, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Text, video, TikTok. Are we reality show people?
It's false world people are creating.
Okay.
I use this. It's going to seem tangential, but it fits.
Okay.
Like for instance, if a woman posts a picture of herself with no makeup on, her hair, done, but not all super glam.
All glammed
that's
up.
Considered brave to show the real you.
Brave?
We're at that place that if somebody posts a no filter picture, no makeup,
Brave?
that's considered brave.
Why is that brave?
Because we've gotten so used to modifying our
So if they
looks
don't have the
online.
6-inch lashes on, and the Epsilon 9 pounds of hair, and
the filters and all that stuff.
so the false presentation is cowardly.
We've adopted that. To us, it is. Yeah.
If the nothing is brave,
Yeah.
then all the stuff has to be a coward's
But they
presentation.
don't think that it's a
Okay.
coward. They think
Okay.
all they think is look, presentation, not me showing the real me and how I really look. That should not be considered brave.
So how's that authentic?
That's the problem. It's not.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
know.
just saying. I'm just saying.
I know.
How's that keeping it 100?
Yeah. But it's the cultural thing. I know. We're dealing with.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Okay.
Keeping it real is different.
866
I know.
743.
It makes no sense.
8267 866 743 8267 866 74 Evans. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to
Gets
you.
on
this
your nerves,
morning.
don't it?
Oh, it's just ridiculous. And we're not getting better.
I know. These things are making us worse.
We'd love to talk to you this morning. We haven't landed on a subject, but you can talk to us about in the proximity of what we've been talking about. If you can find the proximity this morning.
Culture.
Culture, yeah.
But these are what these young folks, when you've talked to them, I've talked, the things they talk about, you're like, are you serious? But
Yes,
it's
they
such
are.
a warped world that they're growing up in.
Help me with this. what I've discovered, and I talk to a lot of young people, and is it my imagination, or has the decision-making process just gone awry?
Yeah.
Because it reminds me, we joke about this biblically, that whole ridiculum ad absurdum.
Yeah.
You know, a ridiculous assumption leads to an absurd conclusion, or however it goes.
Yeah.
That seems to be, I've latched onto this drama-laden, sensational assumption, and the only conclusion I can come to is one that's erroneous.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then, you know, how do you live on social media but not want people to have an opinion about what you're displaying?
That's the thing. So now it's always either you're hating, you're jealous. Never mind, I'm presenting all this stuff.
You're putting it out there.
Yeah.
So your freedom of expression is supposed to deny me my freedom of interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
unless it's turned around.
Unless it's turned around.
Okay.
Because like this generation loves quoting, "Judge not, lest you be judged." He did without sin cast the first stone, but they cast a whole lot of stones.
They judge everything.
One of the most judgmental generations. Like,
because they'll say you're judging me and you're not even thinking about them.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold it. You're making a couple assumptions.
Yeah.
But what's that?
Right.
That I actually thought about what you said.
Right. I know. Right. Yeah. But that's their fallback to absolve themselves.
Well, you need to come out of your own head.
Yeah.
And maybe breathe air outside that you know, that thing.
I know.
You know, I don't know.
I know.
866-743-8267, 867-843-8267. We have two lines lit. We're waiting to see who's calling, and we're looking forward while we're getting that squared away. So, Kennedy, I don't understand why he's running. And if there's a fringe that's appealing to one party, certainly there's another fringe that's going to appeal to him. That turkey came out his face this week. Now, he was partially pro-life a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he comes out his face this week. He's now in favor of full-term abortions. Is this the one that says he has a worm in his head or something?
Yeah, that got taken out. Yeah. I was trying
they didn't get it all.
I was trying not to go there.
They didn't get it all. They didn't get it all.
But I think once they found loopholes in running an election and making money, I'm sure some of these folk are running just so they can build some cash up personally.
Yes. Oh, yes.
For themselves. Because
the law is, you give it to them, they don't use it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's theirs.
Yeah. So
which is why, you know, our former president is using a lot of his stuff for, you know, lawyers.
I know.
We've had a flurry of calls this week of people that are running for office.
I know. Yeah.
And now they want to come
Yeah.
and sit and talk.
Yeah.
And I told one yesterday, I said, you know, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So suddenly, because of the influence we have on the state, you want to come see me. I said, you need to understand something. You will not garner our support and then think you can ignore us.
Yep.
It's not going to work.
Not at all.
It's not going to work.
Not at all.
So I'm, you know, and I mean, it's two this week. I'm expecting some more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I was telling one person, like, we're fair across the board.
Absolutely.
You can come to church all you want
All you want.
We ain't gonna let you talk.
No.
We ain't gonna let you do no rally.
We will say so-and-so's
So-and-so's
here, say hello, everybody.
And that's all.
Yeah, but you don't get to make
No,
it.
man. Nope.
We got Tom from Fort Lauderdale. We got the famous Ava,
Yeah.
the world-famous pool player from Utica, New York.
Yeah.
So glad to see she's on the line again.
Yep.
We'll get our cheering section ready for when Ava comes on the line. But first, we're going to Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing this morning?
Tom.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor
Hey,
Nick?
man.
Welcome to On Point, man.
Yeah, you guys are talking about all this AI stuff. I bet you Pastor Nick has seen this. There's this program out there that makes men or women, mainly women, look gorgeous.
Okay.
It just changes your whole body structure, your face structure. And I'm going to say over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to say half the women I see out there are using this now as their real profile.
Really?
And it's a lie.
What's it called? I don't know what it's called, but they're using this stuff to build an image. But again, somebody's going to see you in real life eventually.
They're not concerned about that.
Because the presentation.
They'll be offended if you don't accept them the way they looked, artificially generated.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that can explain why there's so many images of, and if you just look closely, you can tell that they've got somebody's head of a 300-pound person on the body of a 150-pound person. You can just see that, that's not how things normally grow.
Yeah.
You can see it, and then the AI is not phonetically accurate all the time. October is old September, that kind of stuff. And then it's AI.
Yeah, but the goal is to build followers for a lot of them. You know what's crazy? They actually have pages of AI-generated women. They're not real women. AI generates this image of this woman. It looks so real.
Well, yeah.
They got all these people, these guys following. Look how good she looked. I almost said something.
Yeah.
She's not real. But
that explains some stuff. Because now they're advertising the foreign countries for tourism, and they'll put this image of this female on the landing page, and you're thinking, but every attribute is largely exaggerated.
And it's not even a real person.
No.
It's a created person.
Unbelievable.
I was talking to a woman one time, and she was talking about a woman online, and I wish I had so-and-so like this. I said, that's not how she looks in real life. You're insecure.
Exactly.
They airbrushed those abs, and she don't even look like that.
Air chiseled.
Airbrush
is being too kind.
Right. You feel insecure over something that's not even real.
Boy. So, hey, check this out, Tom. So my how kids are built.
Yeah.
So my grandson occasionally takes a marker and draws
abs on
it. draws a six-pack on his stomach. So I'm like,
bro, I might try that.
I'm like, bro, you don't have a six-pack. You got a refrigerator right now. I said, it's gonna be all right later.
You're taller. You're great.
Yeah, you're gonna have you got a refrigerator right now, bro. Anyway, Tom, and we digress. What's on your mind this morning?
I got one more when it comes to this stuff online.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it up as a scenario. This is not, I haven't seen this, but they'll put a picture of you.
Okay.
And you having a sermon in the background. And then the caption will be, Bishop Evans said ABC.
Yeah.
And you didn't say any of the above, but the commentator is saying that, and you're in the background, so they see your picture and you speaking, and that person, I saw this with Jake's and a few others.
Yeah.
And not once did I hear the person they talk about say what they were spewing. And I see a lot of that going on right now. Where
drama sells.
So Jamie Foxx.
Drama sells.
He said.
Jamie Foxx said what?
He didn't say any of the above, but supposedly he had a beef with somebody else, and it started off with a picture of him saying something in the beginning 3 or 4 years ago about Eddie Murphy, something. It was a joke, but media turned it into. If you don't read between the lines, there's no beef between those guys. But the way social media does things now, they look to start. There's craziness out there, Bishop. You have to pay attention to what you're looking at and go, can I believe this to be true
if you
or
just
not?
listen, if you just listen, a real situation, Tom. You remember when those preacher of the different cities was out.
Yeah.
And well-known preacher at the time came here to preach. And you know how we encourage each other when preachers doing really well. And they changed the color of the sanctuary to black and white, supposedly to obscure where it was. And the preacher's preaching, he's on the floor, and I walk up and tap him, he's doing good. And they talk about him being attacked at our church.
Oh, wow.
And we're showing it all over, so I'm looking like, attacked. So, you know, I got a bunch of apologies from the preacher, but I tried to tell him, I said, you can't control these things. You know, because they were taking something that was totally innocent, made it sound like a security risk, and he was being attacked at our church.
Wow.
And the people will admit it's all about the money. The more clicks they
It
get, the more times you click on that video to watch it, the more money they make. So they'll put that salacious thing out there. I'm so sick of these YouTube accounts where they spend their whole time criticizing people's sermons.
Isn't that something?
You a Christian, and that's all your whole platform is built on.
They'll say it's not about the likes and all, but here's what I found out. The unfortunate reality is that, and I have a friend from the southern part of the country who does very well. He said they changed the algorithm. So now, if you don't have $1 million or more, there's no money.
You're not making as much money yet.
Yeah, that's the goal.
If you got 100,000, 150,000, you know, there's dollars coming to you, not thousands, but $65.35, you know, that kind of thing. And that the algorithm has changed all that. And I guess it made sense because YouTube was paying a lot of money out. So now, you know, it's if you don't have millions of views, that money that people thought they were going to make is not coming.
So they got to do those crazy.
Yeah, but they're still not getting those kind of views.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
You know, they're getting 32,000, which is no money.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But my buddy told me, you know, at one point he was making small money, 10, 20 grand a month.
Small money.
Yeah, on a couple 100,000.
That's small money.
Yeah. on a couple.
Sounds like a nice part-time job.
On a couple 100,000 views he was getting. $5,000 check, $10,000 check, and that was coming every month.
Yeah.
Algorithm changed.
Yeah.
Went down to hundreds.
Yep.
So he, you know, and he was calling it small money at that point. That was not my reference. That was his.
Okay.
I got two kids. That ain't small money.
Right. It's relative, and I get it.
Yeah,
I ain't got a problem.
I got two kids. That ain't small money. You know? It might have been at one time, but it ain't small no more.
Right.
Bishop, let me leave you with this.
Okay.
Looking at the trial, the Trump trial. And I
that was not a slip of the tongue.
Well, I noticed someone in the background, and I see him on the news a lot now. Ex-governor of Florida, Rick Scott. I bet you that guy has got vice president written somewhere.
Of course he does. Of course he does. He wouldn't take a stand if his best friend was on the chopping block and Trump said he gonna have to die. He would. Yeah. That guy is.
Oh, he's that guy.
He is. Yeah. I'm embarrassed by him. I don't even know him.
I probably hope he's going to get that conservative crowd.
They're not going to accept
fringe
him.
crowd, put it that way. Yeah.
The fringe crowd is not going to elect him.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I agree.
You think the whole country went crazy because we had a black president?
I know.
Come on, man.
I know.
All right, Tom. Man. Yeah. Good talking to you, Tom. Talk to you, man. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. We're going. I hear the cheers in the background. Ava. Oops. Ava.
Good morning.
Ava.
How you doing?
What's up?
You doing well on yourself?
You on your way to a tournament this morning?
I'm on my way to Jersey because I'm going to be in the house on Mother's Day over there.
Wonderful.
Good.
So I'm in New York City right now, but I'm on my way down. I got a couple hours. So.
The whole crew coming?
No, they was like, "Oh, Mom, which one for Mother's Day? You want a necklace? You want a bracelet? You want this?" I said, "I want gas money and toll money." They like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to church." And then he was like, "Oh, okay." So that's what they did. They put me in the car. I said, "I'm out." I brought my mama with me, and we doing a Mother's Day weekend.
That's
I
wonderful.
said, "I don't know what
That's
you're
good.
doing." I said, "But I'm going to church on Sunday." And I said, "I'm probably going to church Sunday night." She said, "Well, we going back home." I said, "I guess Monday." Because I'm out.
We'll
So
be
I
glad
said, that's
to
what I
see
wanted
you.
for
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
That's
Thank
cool.
you. I'll be there early. What time do I got to get up in there?
Well,
I want all the services. I need all the Jesus.
we only got one tomorrow. We got one live one
Okay.
tomorrow. It is
11.
second Sunday, right?
Second Sunday, yes.
Yeah, we got one at 11.
Yep.
You get here.
Okay.
You get here like a little bit before 11. You'll be here before the people get here.
All right, I'll get there like, what, 10:30?
No, you have to get there early, like 10 of 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
you know these are African Americans,
Okay.
and large part of the crowd doesn't get here till 11:30, 20 up. But you don't want to miss the worship. I know how you are. So you want
Yeah, I
to
need
get
to
here.
be up in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to be up
Yeah.
in there. So I will be in attendance tomorrow.
Looking forward to seeing you, girl.
I'm excited. I was like, that's what I want. And they was like, okay. I mean, they might have got some chocolates and stuff, but I'll see it when I get home. I said, I need to go there.
Hey,
Johnny said, Jesus not in Utica? I was like, Jesus is not in Utica. I need to be in Jersey.
Jersey Jesus.
I need to go.
Right.
I need to go home. I gotta go home. He was like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Tell everybody I said hi, please. I look forward to seeing y'all.
I definitely will. See you in the morning.
All right
See you
now.
in the morning.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone listening.
God bless you.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Long time caller, Ava. Utica, New York.
That's
Man,
so
it must
cool,
get
man.
cold up there, man.
I know. Oh, yeah, with the blizzards and stuff.
And the snow.
I know. Yeah.
Let's go to world famous Danny, Lauderhill, Florida. Yo, Danny, how you
Hey.
doing?
Bishop, good morning. Pastor
morning.
Nick, staff, how y'all doing today?
Good morning.
You doing all right, man?
Yeah, I'm a little sad, you know, the current events that's going on in Florida,
Yeah.
and it's disturbing me very much. And I just, you know, have to, you know, think about, you know, the atmosphere and things that's going on and how they're doing things. And it's a lot of things that doesn't even make the news that they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's underhanded things that's happening, that's going on. So the first thing I want to talk to you heard about the shooting, right?
Which one?
Okay, yes, exactly.
Right.
The one, the young man that was answering, the police knocked
Yeah.
on his door, and the police unloaded the officer just unloaded on it.
Right away.
Why?
Right away.
Bishop, you have to see the video. You have to see the.
Yeah.
You shake your head. I mean, it takes everything.
The police knocked on the
So-
door, and when they opened the door, they
so-
opened fire?
Somebody called the police for a domestic situation.
Okay.
They went to the wrong apartment, the
Okay.
apartment room.
Okay.
He had knocked on the door, announced police, but obviously the young man that was in the Air Force didn't hear him.
Okay.
So the guy in the apartment had a gun in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So when he opened the door, the cop just saw the gun and then just start shooting. Didn't say, you know, put the gun down. As soon as the door opened, bang, just start shooting. So the cops are trying to hinge on, well, he announced that he was the sheriff, but the young man was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're going to pull that recording to see if he heard it, but they said they didn't hear, you know, the cops say it's the sheriff's office.
Well, wait a minute. So, domestic violence, do they come to the door, guns drawn already?
No, see, that's the thing. He knocked on the door, and it just happened so fast that
No?
they're not supposed to. I guess he must have had his hand there.
Because don't they normally just knock on the door and then back up, get a distance and all, just in
Supposed
case
to.
something crazy breaks out?
Supposed to. But I'm telling you, as soon as that door opened, he saw that gun, he just, right out and... It's past, the mother goes to Pastor Bryant's church.
Okay.
So you can talk to
So
him.
it was in Atlanta? Or
It was in Florida.
in
The
Florida?
mom goes to New Birth.
Okay. Jamal give me the radical version, so I need
Yeah,
to
you
talk
talk to him. He'll tell you about it.
somebody
Yeah.
else. He give me the black power
Right,
version.
right, yes, yeah.
The thing about it is that I question, Bishop.
Yeah.
If you know anything about guns and what have you. Now, in Florida, everybody's supposed to have a right to carry.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now, he's in his apartment.
So he has a right to carry the gun in his apartment.
He doesn't need any certificates or anything. But he did have, with all the proper procedures to carry a weapon. because he's in the military.
Okay.
Okay. So he has it registered and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And when he answers the door, the gun is pointed down.
Yep.
It's down. It's down. It's not pointed at the officer or anyone. He doesn't even get a chance to speak. And then the thing about it that I question, how did the officer get off 6 shots that quick?
Yeah. It was bang.
The gun had to be tampered with to begin with.
Oh. You think it was modified?
Thing, Bishop?
You think it was modified?
Yes.
You know, years ago, Danny, we had a conversation on this very program years ago when I asserted that I believe the escalation in police violence against civilians at the end of the day had more to do with fear than anything else. There was a time when we were young that you rarely heard of anybody coming up against law enforcement. But now you don't hear that. More people are armed. And I just believe there's a measure of fear now that the big goal for many policemen is getting home that night and doing whatever is necessary to get there. But I think fear's in it.
Yeah, for some of them, yeah. But it happened. If you watch the video, it was fast. It wasn't like a pause.
I can't. I have to.
Machine gun fast.
As soon as the door opened up, bang, 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 bang.
I trust you all's description because I can't watch that.
It was quick.
Bishop, it just takes everything out of you.
My Stokely Carmichael wakes up when I watch that stuff.
Yeah.
My H. Rap Brown and Malcolm X. Those things start stirring up inside of me. My Gil Scott Heron records start playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The revolution would not be televised.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you. But see, that's the thing that Danny said is true. You give people the right to carry a gun.
Yeah.
And then you penalize them for carrying a gun. It's like
who determines what?
Yeah.
Who's carrying it makes the difference.
And then the officer asked him, so just to add a little something to it, for those that were not able to see it in case he was recording, he says, throw your gun away. He said, I already did. You
shot him.
When I fell, you shot him.
Like, the gun fell out.
Did he kill him?
What he didn't realize
the funeral's
that
Friday.
He was talking to his girlfriend on the phone, and she was, recording everything that was the conversation and everything that was going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to say is something that Pastor Nick said at the beginning when we're talking about AI and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother had a saying. She said, the smarter man gets, the dumber he gets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It sure appears so.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said, we can't remember phone numbers, things like that.
Oh, man, that smartphone has made us less smart. You hear me?
Thank you, Bishop.
Important people's phone numbers I don't have in my head anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it is? There are a few long-term phone numbers that I remember.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the recent ones, especially if you don't use them often.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
You're exactly right, Bishop.
And don't answer your own number.
Yeah, right.
It's like, wait a minute, what is my number?
Because now most times you can just share your number without actually spitting it off to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just press a button, it goes right to the contacts.
Unbelievable, man. Our retention has been altered based on these smartphones.
Yeah.
They don't call them smart for us phones.
Yeah. Used to be able to do good math in your head without a calculator, and now,
Yeah.
And you know how I was. I mean, I was adding, multiplying columns of figures.
Yeah.
Now, man, I'm like, well, I'm gonna round that up.
Right. Yep. Me too.
Now, I'm gonna say one other thing on that subject, and I'm gonna get out of the way. The amazing thing that I found about it, the numbers that I learned, that because coming up during that time, your parents, you had to learn certain numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember those numbers.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my aunt's number in my head, and just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my own?
Yeah, right. It ain't happening.
I'm hesitating.
Right. That's true.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I really appreciate what you're doing, and keep a good work up.
Tell my sister I said hello, man.
We'll do, Bishop.
All right, now. Take it easy.
Pastor Mick,
See you, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
We got a few minutes. 866-743-8267. We'd love to talk to you. 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any smart device at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the number one. So, I'm watching. You brought up something that I have a bone to pick. I don't know why. What happened to concern about, as Christians, about the body of Christ, and that I want to make money criticizing something that I know very little about. The opportunity to perhaps get a couple thousand likes or views has thrown away my concern for the very thing that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. Some of them I heard they're cloaking it under the times where Paul had to warn people. I know. We got to call this bad.
And why do they why don't they go after the guy with 6 members?
I know. Yeah.
Well, why do these pastors or preachers go after the guys that got the cameras, cash, and the crowds? You know, what you tell me that's all spiritual, that there's no animosity, you're only attacking guys that you never think you'll attain, you know, and then you're the only one that knows the Bible.
Yep.
And your interpretation is the only interpretation that's valid.
Mhm.
Man, come on.
Yeah. It's like a Christian gossip sites that how's God being pleased with
They're not thinking about
all
that.
of it? You're not thinking.
Because you have some people that actually think their job is to be the police person for the body of Christ. But what are they bringing to the equation? And I'm watching this one guy has something to say about everybody, to the point that it really is his strong feelings about something, and he's got to be right. And if you're not skillful with your Bible, you can almost proof text anything.
Absolutely. Yep.
I don't know.
I think if we focus on making sure we're teaching the truth, it'll expose all that stuff. But I don't have to sit there and say so-and-so said X, Y, and Z, and then blast them for 45 minutes about how I disagree with their thought process.
And yeah, I agree with you 100%. And you know, what another guy, pastor, does in his or her church, that's their way of doing it. And watch this. And they've got people that are drawn to that way of doing it. Now, whether we agree doctrinally or not, that's still not my business. I need to be kind of minding my own, you know.
Now, if somebody comes in here and teaches something crazy, you have every right to
gotta
come in
say
here and
something.
correct
In
your house.
We're gonna say something about that.
Yeah, but you've had to do that
I've
a couple times.
stopped people.
You had to correct people.
You know, come on,
Yeah,
man.
but-
But most guys won't do that.
Nah. But we won't go to somebody else's church and try to correct something that they're teaching on.
Absolutely not.
There's so much gospel, so much Bible you can teach on something everybody's cool with, and don't feel like you got to correct somebody else's house.
You don't have to. No, unless you've been given an
The permission
assignment.
to, yes, the pastor asks you.
Unless the pastor's a punk and doesn't want to do it himself and tells you to do it. You know. Come on, man.
That's true.
I don't get this whole. I don't understand. You're in the rowboat. You're roaring across the ocean, and you think the wise thing to do is shoot holes in the bottom of your own boat. The very thing you need to get you across. It makes no sense. There's got to be some envy and all the other stuff mixed into it.
There is. Is the church perfect? No.
No.
Is every people in church perfect? No.
But why do people in the church act like it is supposed to be?
Yeah. When the person talking about it, doing the criticizing,
Come on,
ain't got it all
perfect
together.
themselves.
We encouraging people to be better rather than punching,
But that's it's not drama enough.
Yeah. It's not gonna create views and likes.
Yeah, we got that drama program thing working.
Yeah.
TikTok mentality.
I know.
Do you think that China's going to back up on that? On TikTok?
There was something that I saw about a U.S. I guess U.S. branch of TikTok or whatever that they're trying to shut that part down. But I don't know. I'm waiting to see how this plays out.
Well, I'm not that familiar with TikTok.
Yeah.
What is the perceived negative influence of TikTok? Is it similar to all the other platforms?
Well, it's that China is the main owner of it and worried about the information,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Okay. Well, I have, I'm not a conspiratorialist, but I do know this. When it comes to nations and the major nations, everybody's spying on everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And to think that's not reality
Yeah.
is silly.
Yeah.
Why do you need CIAs and special this and ops that?
Yeah.
England, they have the thing,
Yeah.
you spying on your own people? No.
No. Yeah.
Spying on other countries.
Yeah. And that's why, like, especially the hotel that China bought in New York, the big one. Was it not the Plaza? The Waldorf Astoria.
Did they buy the Waldorf?
I think they bought the Waldorf.
Okay.
One of those big ones.
Waldorf is a nice hotel.
Yeah, I know. I think it was that. I think it's that one.
Yeah.
But there, even hotels, and I don't do it to this day. Me and Pastor Rich was talking about it. When you charge your phone, you always use your base in the wall.
Right.
The little connector that you can put into the
Did they have sitting up on the nightstand?
on the nightstand.
Yeah.
Because that they can actually, people can pull your information from that too. So you plug that little thing into the like the lamp or whatever.
Yeah.
You always use a base.
Really?
Yeah, always use. Yeah, always. Me and him talked about it a couple years ago.
When you say base, you mean into the wall?
Into the wall, yeah. Or even if you use that thing, but you still use the base.
Use the base.
Not plug your thing directly. Because, like, if you put it in your car,
Like a data connection.
it's a data connection.
Okay.
That's why you rent a car and you plug the thing in. It's going to ask you, do you want to transfer your contacts, your music?
Wow.
Because that cord transfers your data.
Wow.
People, if sinners are not dumb.
Okay.
Like you always say, you got all that intelligence to do evil.
Yeah.
Why can't you use it to do something productive?
I guess it's more stimulating to make money than
Yeah, it's quicker.
a terrible way. But I understand that. I saw something the other day. I read, different magazines now. I'm getting older, and they were saying that people are selling your information for like $1.67. Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think it's the amount of information that adds up. I don't think all these.
$1.67?
I know. I wouldn't be surprised if all these companies having these data breaches. Somebody in the company's involved in some way selling data, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it ain't just random.
Got some deals
Not all
on
the
it.
time.
Look, we got a great day planned for you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. We're saying Happy Mother's Day to all. We always are very special on Mother's Day here at our church. Always very sensitive to people like myself whose mothers have passed away. So don't stay away. Come.
Yep.
We've got ministry for those any stage of motherhood, whether they're still alive or not. You're going to be blessed tomorrow. Pastor Tyrus is going to debut something. I think is going to be be able to minister to a lot of people tomorrow. So we're looking forward to a tremendous time during our Mother's Day celebration tomorrow. We have an 8 a.m. virtual service. Our live service is at 11 a.m. sharp. We want to see you there. Bring your mom, bring your grandma, bring your play mom. We're going to have a great time. Now, I don't know why this is still on the street. Well, we got to keep saying it.
I know.
We no longer require vaccinations. Masks are optional. So you're coming to a place. If you want to wear your mask, fine. No one's going to look at you strange. I wear mine. Pastor Nick still wears his. My children wear theirs. So we're good. We have great Bible studies, noonday on Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Wednesday. You want to be a part of that. If you need some updates, if you need to stay abreast of what we're doing, you can text BBC News to 28950. If you want some inspirational messages during the week, and those are great, is BBC Elevate to 28950. We'd love to pray with you. Email your prayer request to social@gotobethany.com. Your prayer request social@gotobethany.com. And of course, subscribe to our David G. Evans 1, BBC of NJ on YouTube. And also subscribe to DJMs and On Point on all our podcast platforms. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. We're so honored you took the time to join us. Thanks to all our callers. Please tell somebody, like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification button so you don't miss a moment of this stimulating conversation. Now remember, go to somebody's church tomorrow. We'd love to see it ours. Faith acts like a thing is so even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time.